You know, there's nothing like relaxing in the backyard in a nice patio chair. However, sometimes patio chairs get old. Sometimes they lean a little bit more one way than the other, as in this chair. And you know what? It's time to make a new chair. Okay, first up, let's get the design on our screen so we can take a look at what we're going to build. Okay, gorgeous. But let's remove the wood because you're going to get distracted looking at this beauty. All right, let's pause the video for a second. I want to talk about the lumber that we're going to use in today's project. We're going to use Western cedar, 4x4 and 2x4 lumber. Now, Western cedar is fantastic for outdoor projects. Its ability to breathe and take in water is phenomenal. It also takes stain very well. Now, there is a drawback. Western cedar usually comes pretty rough cut, and since this is for the family, I'm gonna have to sand all this down. In fact, I spent hours sanding this down. So, if I had to do it over again, I would definitely join and then plane all of the lumber before assembly. But if you like to sand, you're gonna love this project. Okay, back to the video. Step 1, legs. All of the legs are made out of the 4x4 cedar. We'll start with the front one. We're going to measure and cut 21 inches. Now you could cut these legs in many different ways. I choose to use the miter saw, and I have a stop block to make sure that all 4 of my posts are going to be 21 inches. The rear legs are going to be slightly different. They're going to be 23 inches long, and they're going to have a 20-degree cut on the top and the bottom, creating parallel surfaces on the top and the bottom. You'll first adjust the miter saw to 20 degrees, make your first cut, and then measure 23 inches, and then set up a stop block at an angle to cut your second one at 20 degrees. You'll then repeat the process for the other leg. For the middle support, we're going to cut one side at a 20-degree angle, and we'll cut flush at 19 inches from the shortest side of the angle. And for the top, we'll follow the same process, except we're going to use 15 7/8 for the measurement. After everything is cut, we can do our favorite thing in the world, which is sand, for hours. Now that we have finished sanding, we can go ahead and stack our boards and get ready for assembly. For the majority of this project, we're going to use pocket holes, but most Craig jigs can accommodate a 4x4. So if you'll see here, you can move the piston out a little bit to fit in a 4x4. We are doing pocket holes on the inside and the underside of all supports. Make sure to keep your offcuts. They will help when clamping. We'll start with the top to make sure that's flush, and then we're going to work our way down. After we complete the top, we are going to measure 12 inches from the bottom, and then that's where the top of our middle support will be. We will then make sure it's square and start attaching. Since we are making these patio chairs super fancy, I'm going to go ahead and take dowels and fill every one of the pocket holes. A 3/8 inch dowel is perfect for pocket holes. I'm cutting the dowels off now just so I can continue to use it. We'll come back later and flush cut these. Once the glue dries, we can flush cut the dowels and hide the screws for eternity. And I'll link this flush cut saw in the description. I absolutely love this thing. Okay, now that we have the legs all complete, we can start working on the back. The first thing that we're going to work on are the supports that are going to hold the back slats. And similar to the cross supports on the legs, we're going to cut a 20-degree angle on one side. We're going to measure out 28.5 inches and then flush cut. instead of adding supports, we're actually going to notch out a 2" by 2" hole that's going to hold the slats for the back of the chair. This will add in the custom look that we're going for. To attach the rear supports, we're going to take the 20-degree angle, we're going to match the middle support, we'll do our pilot holes, and then a 3/8" hole. We will screw it together using 6" screws on the thick side. Then we'll add our dowels, flush cut them, and continue our quest to hide the screws. And before completing the second side, it's a good idea to add 1 screw and then clamp the top to make sure you have the exact angle. Now the seat portion of this is going to be super easy. You're going to cut all boards to 24 inches. We're going to do 1 4x4 in the front and then 4 of the 2x4s to go through the back. We're going to put pocket holes on the underside and the back side of the 4x4 and then the underside of the 2x4s. We'll then check level before screwing in the 4x4. We'll add our dowels, flush cut, and then sand. After we finish the 4x4, I'll then add a board that will keep it flush with the top of the seat. We'll have the whole thing flipped over, and then we'll add spacers to put in our 2x4s. And although it seems unnecessary, I'm still going to go ahead and put dowels and hide the screws underneath the chair as well. Step 4 is the seat back, or basically the final assembly. If you did all of your measurements correct, the back panels should be 20 inches exactly. However, in my case, they are 19 5/8 due to some small miscalculations. We will drill directly into the rear supports and then take a 3/8" bit, go 1/2 inch deep, that we'll use for the dowels to cover the screws forever. Now to use spacers for that perfect spacing. And if you ever wonder what goes through a young boy's mind when they hold a clamp, here you go. But in all seriousness, he's a great hand. Now for the last part of hiding all of the screw holes. For the armrest, I'm going to go ahead and take an 1/8" round over bit and make it nice and smooth. Our 5th and final step, time for staining. Okay, now before we actually stain all of the wood, I want to let you guys know that I'm using the Ready Seal. This is the cedar stain, or basically natural cedar. It's going to give it the stain and seal, basically make it waterproof, and it looks gorgeous. Now, a lot of times with cedar, you can get too orange when you start doing staining, but this stain is fantastic. It's what people use when they do really nice cedar fences, and I love it. And guess what? Just wait till you see this. All right, and now you can see we let the stain sit in for about a week and a half. We went ahead and set it outside, let it get plenty of sun to finish drying, and look at this beauty. The color on this chair turned out fantastic. Now it's interesting, you do have a little bit of darker color on the 4x4 and lighter color on the 2x4s, but it looks really, really cool. I think the next thing we need to do is go ahead and get the cushions on it so you can see it with the cushions, and we'll take it outside. Okay, we've got the cushions on, and wow, does this cream color look great contrasting against the cedar? It really looks like $1,000,000. I can't wait to have this on my patio. Now keep in mind, the cushions are 24 by 24, so there's a lot of room left to right and front to back. My It's actually so deep that my wife's feet don't touch the ground, which is hilarious. And the kids, it's so wide, they like to sit on top, crisscross applesauce. And if you know what I'm talking about, it's such a comfortable position for kids. Now, the back cushion, I think worked out great because the back of the chair isn't so tall where the cushion looks small, or vice versa. The cushion isn't so big where it flops over the back. It's really comfortable to kind of lean your head back and your neck is still supported on the cushion. Super thrilled with that. Now, I'll link the cushions in the description in case you guys want to pick up a pair on Amazon. If I had to change anything besides not spending hours sanding this instead of planing, I would raise the front and rear post 4 inches, because when you're sitting there, your hands are kind of low. It would be nice to have them up just a little higher. Now, it works great for drinks, but if you want your hands rested a little higher, I would add 4 inches. I think that'll turn out great. Now, the bottom measurement I wouldn't change. I would leave that at 12 inches off from the bottom measurement, because with the feet and then the 6-inch cushion, it's a phenomenal sitting height, and it worked out really, really well. I had so much fun building these. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I really hope you tackle this challenge and build you some patio chairs outside. And hey, if you've made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you. I really appreciate taking time out of your day to watch a video like this. And if you have a chance, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It's free. You know what? I think it's time we take these chairs outside. Now, this is a good chair. This is the kind of chair that you can relax in the backyard and watch the kids play in the pool and the dog chase squirrels. Hey, look, a butterfly. You did it.